Episode 835, How to Silence the Negative Thoughts.
It's time to train for life and love your journey. In this episode of Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, you'll learn new ways to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew your mind, body, and spirit. Please welcome your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Staring at a stop sign, watching people drive.
Happy day. I hope your week is starting out spectacular. I hope you find a lot of joy already in your heart. Are you stretching and up and moving? The blood is pumping. Today is Mindset Monday. Oh yes, how to silence the negative thoughts. Have you had a few today? Well, we're going to get rid of those. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple Strategy Everyday Solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, in order to love and impact, you got to live. And sometimes when we live, what happens? Yeah, not so good things happen. We have these things that creep around, that lurk in our mind. It's these negative thoughts. At every turn, you get burned. Learn how to silence the negative thoughts and be rescued from yourself. Whoa, I know that's a little deep, isn't it? But it's important that we understand where these thoughts come from. And oh yes, because there's even a bigger surprise. The big surprise is that 5% of your thoughts come from your conscious mind. And you're like, I got control of my thoughts. I know what I think. Yeah, did you hear the beginning when I introduced the episode 835? Did you hear that deep voice in the background? Okay, that's not your conscious mind. That's your subconscious. But we think we have control over more thoughts than what we actually do. That leaves what? 95% just hanging out for what? The subconscious mind. Now, yes, there's an unconscious mind, but we're going to leave that for another day. I want to keep it simple for you. So if you are having all of these thoughts, and you know you're having 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts per day, that means you are thinking 35 to 49 thoughts per minute. Wow! Happiness is only a thought away. That's really cool. But how many thoughts have you had since the beginning of this episode? I know if you start thinking about it now, you're going to forget what I'm saying. So don't go there yet. We'll go there in a minute. It's confusing, I know. And it's mind-blowing. You've got 5% thinking conscious thoughts. So you're talking about what? 2,500 to 3,500 thoughts that you actually are purposefully on guard with. 95% is subconscious. That's like 47,500 to 66,500. I know there's a lot of numbers in this episode, but I wanted you to hear them because there's power in what you think. And we think about our mindset, right? But do we really think about our thoughts? No, we don't. We think we have more control over them, but do we?
You can't do this. You're doing it all wrong.
According to an article in Psychology Today, a group of business school students demonstrated that the thoughts that they had within their subconscious thoughts, 70 to 80% of them had a negative tone. Now, that's not necessarily too bad. You're like, oh, yeah, whatever. They're business students, you know? Maybe they don't have a good life. Oh, no. But wait. But the thoughts that they thought they were thinking, are you confused yet? They thought they were actually thinking 60% of their thoughts were positive. Okay, now that's just messed up. I mean, you begin to break that down. It's like, it doesn't add up. No, it doesn't add up. That's the power of your thoughts and the subconscious part in your mind. Your subconscious can actually override what you think you're thinking. You know, that 2,500 to 3,500 thoughts, that 5% that comes from your conscious mind, your reality part, your dreaming part. There's not a lot of thoughts in there. And all the rest are subconscious.
You can't do this. You're doing it all wrong. What were you thinking? You're not good enough.
This can really be scary when we begin to think about our thoughts. And it can be mind-blowing. It can be confusing. And then you're like, well, why am I even thinking about this? Because I'm not going to get anywhere. I have no control. No, you do. But you have to know your thoughts to change your thoughts. That's the KISS, the keep it simple strategy. You have to know your thoughts to change your thoughts. Now, the crazy thing is, well, if it's our subconscious that has majority of the control, way more than majority, right? Way over 90%, then that doesn't leave much of you being in control now, does it? So what do you need to do? You got to know your thoughts. And you begin by what? You whack a thought. Oh, yes, I'm bringing back whack-a-mole. Have you ever played that game whack-a-mole? You go to those county fairs, or maybe you visited something like a Chuck E. Cheese and they had a whack-a-mole thing, and you get to hit those crazy little things because moles are just, they drive you crazy, right? Okay, well, maybe you've never heard of this game, but it's a game. So today we're talking about what? Those negative thoughts. We got to silence them, so we got to whack a thought. You have to know your thoughts to change your thoughts, and this is what it looks like. It's whack, W-A-C. Number 1, W, is write. You have to know what you're thinking. So guess what? You got to write your thoughts. Yes, I mean all of your thoughts. You need to take inventory of what you're thinking. What kind of comes by that fleeting thought? Because what happens is if we let that thought go, then it's gone. But it's when we hold on to it, and especially those negative ones, and if it's 70 to 80% are negative, we are, the likelihood of us grabbing a positive one, not so much, is it? It's not in our favor. So you have to write your thoughts. You have to know what you're thinking. And so this is what I want you to do over a period of 3 days. The first day, I just want you to write your thoughts. The ones that actually come up as you think a thought, you need to write it down. So I don't care if you use your notes on your cell phone, if you actually want to use an old-fashioned pen and paper, whatever works for you. On the second day, you're going to write down the thought that you had and then follow it up with the situation. Now, understand that it's going to be hard to keep track of 35 to 48 thoughts per minute. So I'm going to tell you kind of how to focus this down so then you can span it out, because we got to start small. Then on the third day, you're going to write the thought, the situation, and your reaction. Wow. Yeah. You have to write your thoughts. That's part of whack a thought. That's where it all begins, because if you don't know what you're thinking, you have no place to go. You don't know if you're thinking positive or negative. I mean, come on. From the Psychology Today article, you would have thought, well, 60% thought their thoughts were positive. That's pretty good. That's over 50%. I mean, most people would say, I would love to have the idea that I have 60% of positivity in my life. Because I think most of us would think, my stress is too high. I hear more negatives. I hear more judgments. I hear more comparison. And so, maybe I'm more squeaking up to the 85% level. But to have 60% and to be wrong on that? Wow. So you have to write. Know what you're thinking. Number 2, A, is assess. Assess your thoughts. The negative versus the positive. So after you've gone through your 3 days, you can go back to those thoughts and you want to assess them as negative or positive. So it's real easy. Just put a negative sign next to the negative one and a plus sign next to the positive. Then you're going to break it down even more, because the idea is you want to understand your triggers. That's why you need to what? Your situation. Yeah, where's the situation? And then what? The next day is the reaction. That shows you what? Patterns. Pretty soon as you begin to assess this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, when this is negative here and then this happens, this triggered me in this situation, and then I do this. Oh my gosh, I did it here. I did it here too. It's amazing. It becomes an eye-opener. So number 1, write. Number 2, assess. We got that part of the wah for the whack a thought. Number 3 is your C, create. Create the thought that impacts you. Now, this is a little more challenging, because what you need to be able to do is you've got to take a thought. So when another thought, a negative thought comes in, and you know it's there because you figured out the trigger or the situation. And you're like, oh, it's going to happen. And I know my patterns. I'm going there. Or I'm getting sweaty. My palms are becoming clammy. Or all of a sudden, I feel like I'm drooling. You're not drooling, but you're just, excreting more saliva in your mouth. I mean, we all have different reactions. Maybe you have a nervous twitch that when something's happening negative, this is a result of it. You're going to find that when you write your thoughts and assess your thoughts. So when you create the thoughts that you want to what? To change, to go back, to say, I want to erase the bad ones and put in these positive ones, you have to create the ones that have meaning to you. I may have a thought that means nothing to you. Yeah, you can borrow my thought. But if it doesn't have impact for you, then why use it? You personally need to resonate with your own thoughts. So this becomes more of a full-on writing activity. Oh, yes, it does. Because what happens when you put pen to paper? Yeah, you get it more ingrained. Because you see, the subconscious is where our habits and behaviors lie. Now, we're not going to go into great detail of that because, again, we got to keep it simple. But this is about pen to paper. This is about whack a thought. You want to silence those negative thoughts. It's time to write, assess, and create. But you have to be willing to do the work. Now, if you are just starting out, because there's no way in just this minute, these few minutes that we've had already, how many thoughts? Okay, maybe we're into almost 10 minutes. Let's just take 10 minutes, for example. If you've had 35 thoughts per minute, you're already up to 350 thoughts, and I've just talked another 30 seconds. That's another 15 or 20 added on. I'm exhausted. How can you keep up? You're going to feel, yes, okay. So let's not get overwhelmed. Take a deep breath. So what you want to do is you want to break it down. When is kind of a negative tone in your day? Yes, I want you to think about that. Where is this kind of negative cloud hang out? Is it 10 o'clock in the morning? Is it 2 o'clock in the afternoon where, you're reaching for that candy bar that you shouldn't be, or that extra bolus of caffeine, or whatever it is? Or is it late at night where it's, you're going to bed and you're laying down and, you've got 30 minutes and you're just kind of stewing and you're replaying things in your head. Maybe it's when you're looking at your social media feed, when you first wake up in the morning. What is it for you? I want you to take just a snapshot of a negative period in your day. Start there first, especially if you're just beginning, because you can't do your whole day. I mean, seriously. Wouldn't it be funny to go to explain to your boss at work, my coach told me I got to take a day off because I've got to write all my thoughts down. He's probably going to look at you and think you're crazy, or she's going to look at you and think you're crazy. And you're going to have a great laugh. We can't write all of our thoughts. It's almost next to impossibility. I mean, we could have somebody stand by us and we could transcribe everything. But you want to catch the thoughts that stand out within a certain period, a snapshot of your day. And we want to start with the negative part of your day. Now, for those of you who have been doing this for a while, maybe you're like, Christine, I've been working on my mindset. I've done this, or I kind of have control. I know some triggers. Okay, great. But you're not perfect, are you? Nope, you're not, and neither am I. So take some parts of your day that are a little more challenging for you. Maybe it's when the hubby comes home. And he just happens to give you that look. And that look sets the tone for the rest of the night. And maybe it's that look that has been bothering you for the last 23 years. And you're like, oh, he does it every time, no matter what he does. Whatever it is for you, take that little portion, that snapshot of your day, and break it down. Maybe it's something with your children. And maybe it's right after school and they come home, and in the hustle and bustle of chaos, you running one child to one activity and trying to get another to the other, and then the other one's hanging out with you doing reading. You're like, oh, I just want to say a few words. Don't say those nice, bad words, okay? Say sweet, loving words. Take that snapshot in your day. Take a breather there and begin to think specifically, okay, this is what happened. This is what I said. This is what I thought. And a thought can be what you said. You do realize that, right? Okay, just so we have that clarity there. Thought, though, doesn't have to be spoken. So you can have a thought in your head, but you don't speak it out loud, or you can have a thought that is spoken. So either way, those need to be written down. Are you totally confused yet? I hope not, because it's whack-a-thought. You've got to begin to silence those negative thoughts. And in order to do that, this is the place that you start. Start with a small portion in your life. Maybe you need some help. You're just confused. You're overwhelmed right now. Take a deep breath. Click on the link, Take Aim. This is a coaching call that you can have from me for free. If you've never had one, this is a great time. See what it's like to actually have a coach. See what it's like to speak with me, and we can work specifically to your situation. And we can begin to work out this process regarding your mindset, or maybe it's something else. Either way, I'm here for you. Click on that link. It will pop up a form for you. Just fill it out, and that form comes directly to me. That will begin our conversation. You can silence the negative thoughts, but it all starts with you. You have to begin to say, okay, this is where I'm at now, but I don't want to stay here. I know God's got bigger plans for me. I got dreams too, but his are even bigger, much better even for you. And that's what's so exciting. So you don't want your negative thoughts to hold you back on his dreams that he has for you. So let's silence those negative thoughts. Go out and have an extraordinary week. Be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, love, and lots and lots of hugs. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.